Hello, everybody, and welcome to the very first episode of Content with Mediocrity. I'm your host, Simon, and there's your other host,
Tom. Welcome to the show. Now, we're going to be talking about a whole range of subjects today. This podcast, let me just give a brief introduction first, where we talk about mostly gaming news, because we're both gamers.
Oh, yeah.
And that's most of the stuff that we know about, so it's always fun to talk about gaming news. And we're also going to maybe talk about movie news, but as you know, probably know, it's probably going to be just the relationship between games and movies, so...
Yes,
all right.
And maybe normal movie news.
Yeah. A little bit. Just a little bit, yeah. So anyway, how are you doing this fine day, Simon?
I'm doing pretty dang dandy. Have you got a temporary theme song for us?
Ooh. In fact, I do. Tell us what you think. Like, favorite, and subscribe. Temporary theme song. And I just butchered that, but I don't care.
Very nice.
I'm not...
I'd have to say that that's a masterpiece.
Yeah, thank you. It's this temporary theme song, but it's actually permanent. That's where I get you, you know?
Right.
That's where we trick you.
Okay, so, Tom's got all the news. I've got some technical issues preventing me from being able to stockpile any, so I made him do all the work this time. We're going to be changing up the formula in different episodes, but we'll see how this goes. Tom, what's the first bit of gaming news you got for us?
Ooh, the first bit of gaming news. Well, recently it's come out, and you already know this one, is the NX controllers, and basically also the Wii U productions line being said canceled, all those rumors, and Nintendo just basically backing out on them.
Right, yeah. So basically what happened, there was a rumor that a Japanese website, Nikki, they came out and said that they thought the Wii U was going to stop production, or they came out and just said, Wii U stopping production this year, which is wild, because this console generation is far from being over. At least it seems to be, from my perspective anyway. But the NX is really changing things, because it's apparently, Nintendo announced the NX a year ago and just said, we're making some sort of gaming thing that's the NX. But they didn't say what it was. There have been rumors of it being like a sort of mix of a handheld and a console. I don't know how to feel about that. It's so hard to even wrap my brain around what that is, even.
Yeah, the thing about the NX, I think the main problem was that the Wii U released considerably earlier than the other consoles. But, in the case of the Xbox 360 and PS3, where it will also release considerably earlier, I actually don't know about this, but I think there was either less time or more time, but it was in such a way that more people just ended up with the Xbox 360 than the PS3. But for the case of the Wii U, I think it was because everyone was already anticipating the PS4 and the Xbox One. Yeah. In that way, they basically... And now Nintendo basically ended up with the worst of both worlds, where you had people anticipating the other consoles, and the other consoles had better hardware just because they came out later.
Yeah. But then again, even if they had done it a year later, would they have really had better hardware?
Yeah.
It's Nintendo. I mean, I love Nintendo, but they've never been hardware focused, even back with the SNES and stuff. They could have done more at that time, apparently.
It just brings me back to that commercial with Nintendo, with not Nintendo, the Sega commercial where it's 64 bits!
What, for the Jaguar?
Yeah. And we all know how that turned out.
Yeah.
People who are born in the 80s are laughing now, but the rest of us are only laughing because we watched YouTube videos of it.
The rest of us had a head 6 feet under, you know? Like an emo.
Yeah.
So, Nintendo came out and shut down the rumor that Nikki had came out. I think that's how you pronounce it. Nikki. I don't know. I haven't been in the news loop for over 48 hours. But Nintendo came out and said, yeah, no, that's not true. The reason people have been trusting Nikki, which I didn't know when this was first announced, was that they were the first to break the fact that Nintendo was doing mobile. The new 3DS XL, I think, the DSi, a whole bunch of Nintendo rumors, and the new 3DS XL, Nintendo shut down. They said, no, we're not doing that, and then 6 days later they announced it.
Yeah,
even the fact that they have shut down this rumor doesn't even mean anything anymore. It could, I mean, I hope it's not the case, because it sounds like a complete train wreck, them stopping Wii U production already.
I find it just strange, because I can't imagine the NX being out before what the gaming magazine says that the production will stop by. Like, I just don't see that happening. Like, the NX is probably going to take another year at least to come out, and if they stop production now, it's just showing that they have no faith in the Wii U anymore, and it's probably a bad sign for the titles that we're going to see on any future Nintendo Directs as well, since everyone will be moving over to the NX already before giving the Wii U a proper goodbye. It's really just kicking it in its nuts and hoping that the NX comes out quick enough.
Yeah, and it's weird because the Wii U is in a better place now than it was, I mean, at release for sure. It's got a lot of games.
Yeah, and I think it actually has the most exclusives out of all the other consoles, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, Nintendo has to make them all, but or at least fund them, aka Bayonetta 2.
I just hope that the situation improves, because I remember Ubisoft when the Wii U first came out, they're like, yeah, we're not gonna ditch you guys. We're gonna make exclusives for you. Don't worry.
Make Rayman Legends for you, and then not delay it just to port it to all the other consoles. God. And then the second part, the photos of an NX controller came out. They're completely fake. We were putting together the news, and we were like, oh, okay, so there's rumors. And by the time we started the actual podcast, Nintendo had come out and said no.
Well, it could still be real, but it could still be the concept, like the boomerang controller that they had for the PS3, but I am not very happy with the concept that they released. Basically, it's similar to the Wii U controller. Like, look up the pictures yourself, and it seems like you're going to have quite a lot of the picture obscured by your thumbs, and in that way I could see that becoming very frustrating.
It's more similar to an iPhone than a Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's got the actual the joysticks and whatever and buttons.
Yeah, but it hasn't even got many. It's only got like 4 buttons, including the analog sticks.
Yeah, it's actually like a comeback to the NES, if anything. But with analog instead of joystick instead of the other inputs. I forgot what they're called. D-pad. There we go.
Now I've heard. This is going a little off topic, but people have been speculating that maybe the NX would be because so far it doesn't seem like they're doing a whole new console. People are speculating that it might even be like sort of a streaming service where they end up almost becoming kind of third party, where they have their games available on other consoles, and NX is more of a subscription service. So there's like an NX app on the PS4 and Xbox One, and then there's also the NX dedicated console, but that's not like super necessary. What do you think of that?
Wait, so yeah, I remember Extra Credits, which is a pretty decent show about game theory. They, from what I understand, that you're describing to me, like, and they talked about as well in their show, is that rather than having the consoles there, you're kind of streaming the consoles playing. So you're really renting the hardware in that sense. Is that what you're kind of saying? Like you're renting it and then streaming it to your screen or whatever?
Sure. I mean, it's all just speculation anyway, so...
Yeah. I don't like it, but that's purely probably because of psychological reason. Is because I probably don't feel like I own the console at that point. And like, you know, when a console becomes outdated, I like to open it up and like, you know, mod it or whatever and see what type of shitty ass homebrew I can get running on it.
Yeah, I'm sort of in the same playing field as you. And it'll be quite the big jump for Nintendo to just go from only just getting online usernames down to completely, you know, toppling on online game rental stuff.
Yeah, I just hope they find a way to make it not only on online only, because even, you know, if that's the case, Australia's fucked.
Well, I mean, you could probably still be able to download the games and play it offline. But yeah, I don't know. I'm interested in E3 because, assuming they're gonna announce it, because I mean, they announced it sort of like offhandedly a year ago, but I want to actually see what the hell's going on because it's so bizarre. Like, is this gonna replace the 3DS as well? Is it gonna replace the Wii U? Is it gonna replace the mobile game they just released or announced? I don't know. Or is it going to be another alongside all of that? That's insane.
It's definitely very interesting in what the NX is actually going to end up evolving to be. Like, I'm very curious. But I probably won't buy it.
Yeah, well, you don't buy many.
Yeah, I don't buy a lot of my stuff, and I don't pirate it. If you're like thinking like, oh, I got pirate. No, I just don't buy a lot of stuff. I'm way too prude with my money.
Yeah, you're quite independent with your cash. You can say.
Yeah.
Just like the developers who have been discussing the pros and cons of Steam refunds.
Oh man,
am I right?
Steam refunds, yeah.
The indie devs.
Those darn indie devs. So, like, Steam refunds, which I think they've been ordered to do Steam by the EU Trades Commission, like, it's a necessary thing. And they basically overdid it in terms of the developer. Like, I think it's great for... it's great for the consumer. It's pretty bad for these type of developers who create these games that are under 2 hours long, but they do it for, like, I guess, reasonable prices, like 99 cents or under $5 or whatever. Like, I wouldn't say a 2 hour experience is worth $5, but...
Well, length doesn't define, you know, the quality of the game, I guess.
But yeah, you can kind of get an idea of how much taste you're gonna get, and I maybe it's just because I have insanely high standards, and like my opinions are better than yours, but no, it's just like from what I understand from the article, what it said was that the devs, like, they don't say it's necessarily a bad idea, but they just think that there should be some type of provision in the case of their games where people can't just play the game and then stop.
Because I bought Firewatch, which is sort of a walking simulator type of thing. I don't say that derogatively. I think that's just a genre, and people know what I'm talking about when I say that. Just a story-based game, and I think I could have beaten a weekend. I almost did. I got up to, like, the final 15 minutes, and then I stopped not knowing I was in the final 15 minutes, and I came back to it 2 days later or something, and then beat it. But you can easily, like, beat that in a day, and then
on the same day, you mean?
Yeah. And cause
you can beat it in 2 hours. Sorry, like, I'm interrupting you, but, like, from what I understand, like, the game was at least 4 hours or so.
Something like that. But I'd feel pretty shitty if I played through that and then went, oh yeah, I could totally just refund this, and cha-ching.
Yeah,
That seems crummy to me.
Yeah, I could see the point that developers are making, but I don't think... Well, on one hand, I don't think Steam should be pushing towards a platform where you have all these games coming out, like really small games and visual novels. I just don't think those type of games have a place on Steam. But Valve themselves are pushing towards this anyone can publish on Steam nowadays type thing. So
yeah,
I just find it very annoying.
So what games did these developers work on?
Let me just open up the article. I think I don't have it open anymore, so I can't tell you. But it's mostly the indie games. Like if you just open up the Steam store page, probably scroll down and look for games under $5, you probably find a whole bunch of those there.
Right. Yeah, Steam kind of hosts anything nowadays.
Yeah,
it might have always been like that. I don't know.
No. Like before, this is since Greenlight. Steam has gone for more like if the community decides what goes on Steam, and
oh yeah, Greenlight kind of yeah.
However you feel about that, like whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, I can't say.
Yeah, Steam has never really been a. I don't pay too much attention to Steam just because it's. I don't know. I feel like it somewhat devalues games, in my mind at least.
How so? Could you explain that?
Well, with the insanely low prices, it's nice, but then you buy a game and you're like, well, I only gave up 30 cents for that. If you pay $60 on a game, you're gonna be like, all right, I need to make the most of the cash I just spent. If you paid 30 cents, it's like, well, I have it if I need it. And you're not really... I feel like a price of a game kind of motivates you to actually play it. But it definitely depends on the situation. Like, I got Assassin's Creed 2 for free with Games with Gold, and I ended up playing that all the way through. I beat it last night. And the ending was fucking hilarious, but I'll save that for another day.
But I just find the point that you make pretty interesting, because like you're saying a price is a good incentive to finish a game.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't think that should be an incentive to finish a game. Sorry, but
I see where you're coming from.
Yeah, maybe I just want to make sure that I'm understanding this correctly, because I don't think
Because, yeah. Yeah, I mean, if I was, like, given a game, at that point I'm like, alright, well, they gave it to me, they want me to play it, whoever it is. So I already feel like I should play it. But if I buy it for, like, 3 cents, it's like, well, alright.
I guess I'll just leave this in my Steam library.
Yeah, and it's not up on my priorities. I don't know. I guess a lot of it is just self-control. But yeah. And then everyone has to compete at those ridiculously low prices as well. I always feel bad. Yeah. Did you find who those indie devs worked on, or what those?
Oh, I thought we were going to move on to another topic, so I just said screw it.
It's fine. Okay. What's next? Wii U. Back to the Wii U.
Oh, we already discussed that pretty much, but...
oh, yeah, we did.
Yeah.
Did they stop okay.
Another thing, maybe a little more lighthearted now, is the Uncharted 4 has gone gold, or PS Classic, or whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, so what does this mean?
I just wanted to bring that up because... now that, we have 4 Uncharted games by Naughty Dog, will it be their last? Or will they finally bring out the long-awaited Uncharted Racing?
Oh, yeah. That's why I've been holding off from the series. I always play the kart racer first, and then go to the other Naughty Dog titles.
a kart racer actually contains everything. It contains all the story you need to know. Like, it's really like reading the game's wiki, but enjoying yourself still with some fine racing gameplay.
I've noticed in the trailers for Uncharted 4 there was a certain focus on the driving. So it might be more than we're making out to be.
Yeah, I can't wait until.
But I still don't know what going gold means.
I think it's getting over a certain number of sales. So like it's in the top. I want to say 2%, but I don't even think there's that many games for PS4. But it's basically a sales limit, and if you're underneath that, you don't go gold. If you go above it, you go gold. Like if you look at the PS2 games, they had a lot of those games, like the silver outlines, and also PS3 games, up until 2011. I think they canceled it and they replaced it with another system, which
so
is
they just
like,
get a nice box art.
Yeah, the box art changes. If I understand.
That's interesting. So, but other companies couldn't just put a fake.
I think it's kind of like the license of Nintendo. Like maybe, actually, I'm curious. That brings up a good question. Like, how do these game box arts get created? Like, do they send like their idea to PS4 and PS4 is like, okay, we'll make the boxes for you. You pay us this much. We'll bring it to our supplier and we'll change the box art. Or now I'm curious. Like, do they make it themselves? I think they do.
Receive like a giant Uncharted 4 PS4 disc that's made of gold in a frame.
Is that like hanging up in Naughty Dog's hall?
Yeah, well, I would think. I mean, because when you platinum a record, that's what you get, right? It's made of pure platinum.
Yeah. That'd be pretty cool.
Yeah. Well, I think we all feel pretty divided about this subject. Just like The Division, it's been best-selling.
It's the best new-selling IP.
Yeah, until very recently. No, wait. The other way around.
You fucked up, yeah. He was supposed to say, I can't even think of the other game now.
Destiny,
that's it. Also a Ubisoft title, isn't it? No. Or was it produced by Ubisoft? Now I have to look this up. Yeah, but... No, not Density. Destiny.
Destiny was just below $300 million, and it was the highest-selling IP of all time until The Division came and sliced them up, dividing them into little pieces.
I actually did some research. Well, they beat them by only 5 million.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's not that much, but like I don't think this figure is completely right. Like I've been looking online, and it's a bit hard to find sales figures in the 20 minutes that we got to do this research. But I find it strange because so far on Wikipedia, maybe they just haven't updated yet. It's nowhere to be found that Destiny is even in the top 10, and you have other series that are getting in there. Like I think in the top 3 most sold games of all time, Wii Sports. But and you know, like I think that's an original IP as well, or
yeah, that is.
Depends
It still sucks that that's even on the list because that's cheating. They sold it with the Wii. It was only sold separately in Japan.
Yeah, I remember my Japanese friend was like, "How come your Wii Sports case looks so weird?" Oh yeah, it just came with my Wii, and he's like, "You got Wii Sports for free?"
Your dad work at Nintendo? Yeah, man, doesn't yours?
Oh, that reminds me of this story where you know Mario Soccer?
Yeah.
Yeah, or Mario Strikers or whatever. Like I think in different countries has different names, but some friend and managed to convince me that he basically was the idea train behind that, and like he sent it to Nintendo, and because of that they had a golden statue of him at Nintendo, and I was gullible enough to believe him.
Oh man.
For the longest time. And he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm part of Club Nintendo, but not like the club for the rookies. I'm part of like the exclusive club where they send me cigars
every
every
week. Get to go to the secret room."
They send me cigars every week, and just says Nintendo on them. I smoke them. The shape of the smoke is always in Mario.
Mario himself came and gave me a hand job.
Oh.
You've also written down here that GTA 5 made $2 billion, so it's really...
Yeah.
It's
As
kind
a
of sad,
comparison.
honestly.
In its lifetime.
The fact that the new IPs get wrecked so badly. But then again, it is Division and Destiny. You can't feel too bad.
But if they're really the best producing, titles on opening weekend of an original series, I'd say they're still doing pretty good. Like, I mean, these are AAA games, sure, but there's no real brand recognition other than the developers. And for Destiny, you did have Bungie's name on it, so it was quite famous. But for Division, you had Ubisoft, which is like getting a shittier reputation than EA nowadays.
Yeah, I'm actually really surprised that the Division did bigger, because I saw nothing but negativity about it. Destiny, at least, was like, finally, Bungie's leaving Halo and doing what they love, Halo. And then the Division was just like, people said The Last of Us, but online, but that's a fucking joke. I don't know, I completely don't understand the comparison to The Last of Us, other than it's post-apocalyptic and you have a backpack. You can say Banjo-Kazooie's a fucking Last of Us ripoff.
Ellie's obviously just the bird character. I can't think of the name right now because I suck.
The second part of the title, Kazooie?
Kazooie, yeah, that's it. That brings me up something that's not on the list, but something that might be fun discussing regardless, and that's ukulele. Like, have you been keeping up with the development of it at all?
I mean, I'm subscribed to their, like, Kickstarter thing. I'm super excited for that. That and A Hat in Time are some of my most anticipated games of this year. Until E3, because I have a feeling it's going to be a big E3 this year. Yeah, I don't know, yeah. I mean, they haven't announced a whole lot, but I assume they've just got their head down working away on it.
That's good. Like, I hope they don't go for an early access round to just release the game full.
Yeah, it seems like they have their head on their shoulders and they're just making a game and releasing it.
And they have a good couple names, like for music, Grant Kirkhope is doing it again.
Yeah. Well,
who did?
For anyone who doesn't know, it's basically Rare. It's like all the people that used to work at Rare and then left when they were told they were making avatars for the rest of their life. They all got together, made a new company, and now they're just making...
a spiritual successor.
Yeah, to Banjo-Kazooie. And it looks awesome. And I can't wait. Because with any luck, this will be the return of 3D platformers, and my life will just become... What's the word? Euphoria. Because that's my favorite.
I think it's gonna be fun. Like, I haven't played the original one, but I did play the game that's quite often compared to Jack and Daxter, but they say it's Banjo-Kazooie but worse. I don't know. But yeah, I think it's one of the titles that I might pick up if it comes out on PC, because I don't have any of the new consoles. So.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I'm sure it'll come out on PC.
Most likely, like, it seems to be the approach that most people are.
A Hat in Time definitely will.
Yeah.
I might even get that on PC just so I can do co-op with you.
That might be fun. I wonder how the co-op works. Like, I hope it's not like Super Mario Galaxy co-op, where it's just someone pointing a stick at the screen and waving, going, "I want some diamonds,
Yeah.
gems." Yeah.
It's ironic. Some of my favorite games have the worst multiplayers in history.
I've been trying to actually, like, whenever someone, like, one person comes over to my house, I'm like, I have to find a good co-op game that we can play, and I look in, like, my box full of games, and, like, I'm like, fuck. There's, like, no good co-op games. Well, at least not locally. Legos? No, I actually don't.
Oh. I'm actually gonna get the new Lego Star Wars of Force Awakens. I'm excited for that.
I want to comment more about that later on, but you can continue because right now you're going to be talking about the game section of that. So, like Lego stuff in general.
Interesting.
Because I'm gonna have like basically a Costanza rant, just for.
You know what else starts with an L?
Oh, Lionhead.
Oh damn, they're dead.
It's almost like we're reading the same document.
The lion's been shot dead in the head.
Okay. Sorry, I just made a joke and it flew by your head.
Oh, I mean, I think I did hear it, but
they're just like it's terrible. Just let's not go with it. This is
anyway. Lionhead, the people who made the Fable games, they're dead, and everyone cares.
They shut down quite a while ago. Like, I think it's both a good thing and a bad thing because this is, I think, the second Fable title that was going to be created without Molyneux.
Oh.
And in all honesty, anything without Molyneux is probably a good thing in terms of its hype.
Was the first one the Kinect one?
Yeah.
Right, yeah. I didn't play it, to be fair, but I have played the Kinect.
Yeah, surprisingly enough, I'm looking at the reviews right now. GameSpot gave it an 8 out of 10, and EGM, so Electronic Gaming Monthly, gave it a 9 out of 10. So it's got really mixed reviews.
Interesting. Well, I generally try not to pay attention to ratings, especially ones out of 10.
Yeah. All my ratings are out of 7.
Well, not to pay attention to reviews, especially ratings, I suppose would be the better way to put it. Yeah, I mean, it seems like everyone has hated Lionhead every time they put out a game ever.
I wouldn't say it's really...
They said they were going to have, like, trees that grew, and then they didn't, and people were disappointed. Then Fable 2 was going to be better, and then it was worse, and then Fable 3 was going to be better, and it was worse. I don't know. I mean, I loved Fable 3. I played that all the way through. It was the first Fable I ever played. I liked it a lot. And I'm sure... Definitely, Peter Molyneux seems like an inspired guy. But... I don't know. Especially with him gone. What is left at Lionhead?
Well, it was their chance to prove themselves, really.
I guess so.
Yeah.
They already did the Kinect one.
They proved they were useless sacks of shit. But, no, yeah, I think it's just interesting because, as you mentioned, like, Fable 1 wasn't really necessarily hated. It was just that people were upset that it didn't live up to their expectations, that with what Molyneux said, and then it kind of perpetuated with Fable 2 and 3. With Fable 2, I think, either Fable or Fable 2 being hailed as the better ones of the series, but Fable 3 really got hated on for the story and...
loading screens.
Yeah, just unpolished and not living up to the hype whatsoever.
It should be mentioned they haven't just worked on Fable. There was Black and White and Black and White 2, which apparently the Black and White 1 was like a bug-ridden mess, or maybe it was Black and White 2, one of them were, and like most people couldn't even beat it because it was so broken.
I think it was Black and White 1. I played Black and White 2 and it seemed okay for me.
Right, okay. It just seems like a train wreck of a developer, just in general. I don't know how they got this far.
It sure is a mystery. But yeah,
Microsoft
Black and White
them for a while, so apparently they're putting them all in different positions. So they'll be okay, the singular guys and gals, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. Black and White was probably one of the last few good big God games. Like, I think you have Goddess now, which is also a Molyneux project, which has just been hated on as well for doing microtrans. It's basically a mobile game on the PC. Is what it's being compared to.
That's no good. Yeah, well. Well, they survived for quite a while.
For far too long. No, I would have loved to see Fable Legends, but
Yeah. They
Yeah.
did re-release Fable 1, didn't they?
Yeah, they released the Legend version for the Xbox 360 and the PC, which has gotten mixed reviews saying that they were expecting more from the update.
Okay.
Like, because it seemed like they patched it up, but somehow made it worse by patching it up.
Oh, boy. Well, maybe it's good they didn't... I mean, releasing the Fable Legends might have been even worse than being shut down now.
Yeah.
Maybe
So,
Microsoft made the right call. You won't hear me say that more. Actually, I'd probably say it more than most people.
yeah. Maybe Microsoft made a very reasonable decision and saw that the game was just going to turn into a terrible game based on the early screens. Like, maybe conceptually wasn't very good. But all right.
Well, it seems like they survived quite a while, but now they've finally fallen out.
Mm-hmm.
Just like Fallout 4's survival mode, entering beta on Steam the very next week from today.
I just think this is a long time coming, the survival mode.
Yeah?
Oh, yeah, like...
I haven't played much of Fallout 4.
Yeah, exactly, because there doesn't seem to be all that much to do. Like, it kind of just feels like...
I haven't had a problem with it, personally. I've just had way too many things to do.
Yeah, but in that sense, it doesn't really vest your interest. It just exists. Like, I had the same problem with Skyrim at first. Like, when it first launched, I was like, okay, like, I played through this, but the main quest line wasn't all that interesting. All the side quests just kind of mumbled together. There were some very good and exceptional side quests, but it felt like they were not to the level that Oblivion side quests were. Like, I felt more immersed in the world of Oblivion than I did in Skyrim's and Fallout 4's.
Okay.
But maybe that's an unfair
comparison. Oblivion I didn't get quite as into, because I felt like all the dungeons were just copy-pasted. That's just... I mean, I know they weren't literally, but it just felt very repetitive, the dungeons, to me. Fallout 4 was my first Fallout game, so I've been giving it quite a lot of leeway, I guess. Maybe more than I should, but I don't know. I don't mind. And I haven't played it in a while. I definitely haven't got final thoughts on it yet.
I just feel like they've been giving Bethesda a lot of room to slip and slide out of problems. Like, their games are extremely buggy on release, and it's really like, sure, they fix them, but will this really keep up this behavior? Like, I'd rather them have a stable game on release and that the communities, like the PC community, is basically fixing their mistakes at certain points. Like, they release unofficial patches just because Bethesda won't do it.
Yeah. Yeah. So what is survival mode, though?
Survival mode, I think, is going to be something similar that they had in New Vegas, which is basically you have to eat, sleep, and drink to stay alive.
Oh, okay.
So it basically turns an action... Well, I guess an action RPG is the right way to call Fallout into a survival RPG.
Okay. Not for me, but I can see why.
Get
into that.
There was a hardcore mode like that in New Vegas. That's what it was called.
Okay.
And a lot of people enjoyed it. It just brought a whole other level of immersion into the game, which I think with a game like Fallout can really help.
Right. Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. There's one other thing that I want to discuss, and that is like the re-release of Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on Steam, and
Oh my!
like it re-released yesterday, and we've come to the phase where re-releases are going into early access.
Oh, it's in early access?
Yeah.
Jesus. You know they released Ty the Tasmanian Tiger 4. Did you hear about that? They did it like a year or two ago, and it was like an endless runner platformer on the mobile. It was really bad. Okay, you know what? I take that back. I didn't play it.
They actually released it on Steam as well.
Right, but it just looked like tragic to me because I loved Ty the Tasmanian Tiger on the PS2 back in the day. That was one of my childhood games.
I think as an Australian, it has to be.
It's the law.
Mm.
Yeah. It's so weird because they re-released it on Steam, but it doesn't seem to be an HD remake. They just kind of put it there.
Yeah, they're calling it a remake, but it seems to be a port, and for that reason, I don't understand why they even have to do it in early access. Like, it kind of just upsets me that this is what we've come to.
Yeah, well, that's kind of... When you're not going on Steam, you don't see that kind of thing.
Yeah. I also paid mods are making a comeback. But that's a discussion for a whole other time, like, I think.
Yeah. Let's talk some E3.
Some E3, baby.
There's been some rumors, or I guess Deep Silver came out and said they were going to make a major announcement at the year's show, which is kind of weird, I guess. But I guess it gets people like us rubbing our hands together and trying to figure out what they're doing.
There's a lot to look forward to E3 this year. Like, there's a lot of titles that we still don't know a lot about, even though they've shown a lot. Mm-hmm. That being, Sky game. I forgot the game.
No Man's Sky.
There we go.
Do we want to talk about that?
I guess we could talk about E3 in general, our expectations for it. But so Saints Row 5 is thought to be expected at E3, but from Deep Silver, it could also just be a new IP, which might be more exciting, actually, than Saints Row 5.
I feel like there are three possibilities. The new IP, Saints Row 5, or Dead Island 2.
Wait, did Deep Silver also made first Dead Island?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, then that's definitely a possibility as well.
Because they did announce it, like last year or the year before, and that's gone through production hell. They've had, like, Platinum Games working on it, the people who made Bayonetta and stuff.
Yeah.
And then they left. They had the people who were working on Dying Light, and then they left and went and made Dying Light instead. And now they've got someone else working on it. Why aren't they fucking making it themselves? I don't know. Honestly, the CG trailer, which I know it's ironic to say because the CG trailer for the first one was nothing like the game, and that's why everyone hated it. But it seems like they're going a very different route. They're not trying to make it emotional this time. They're just going balls to the wall. Goofy, and I think that's cool as hell. I watched the trailer again after like a year or two of it being out, and like genuinely laughed. It was good, but I don't know. It could go very badly.
Well, Deep Silver seems to be a fairly competent developer. Like, they just messed up a trailer, basically setting the tone wrong in their game. You
said very competent?
Yeah, competent.
That's an interesting word. You know they made Homefront.
Well, yeah, they also made Saints Row, so they've got to be doing something right.
Deep Silver? Oh, yeah, they did. That is interesting.
Like, maybe Deep Silver is a bigger company than we're giving it credit. Like, maybe they have different divisions.
Well, because Volition is really the one behind Saints Row. Deep Silver just published it, I guess.
Yeah, they published Back to the Future, the game. Yeah, so you're right. Oh, they also did Trackmania. Interesting. And X3 games. Those were pretty good, except for Rebirth.
Huh.
Yeah,
I didn't realize they did that much. Now, if it is Saints Row 5, I want to be excited so badly. Just to give a recap, I played Saints Row for the first time with Saints Row the Third. I loved the shit out of that. I 100%ed that. I beat it multiple times. I love it. I love it. I love it. Saints Row 4. I played it and I just played it sort of mindlessly. It was really there was a DLC for Centro the Third that was so cool. It gave you superpowers and made you like speed run and be able to jump super high and throw fireballs. So they made that into an entire game, but they didn't design the game around it at all. So it was like you had the powers of Prototype, but you were still playing missions of Centro the Third. So like you're just shooting, they had let's go into this room and shoot people, but you could just destroy them. Like Centro the Third mastered giving you ultimate power, but still making it challenging and having variety. Centro 4 bit the big one on that end. The only thing I really liked about that game was the Christmas DLC. And I got the Xbox One Game of the Year one, so I didn't have to pay for any DLC. I got it all. I actually did 100% Centro 4. I tell myself it's because of the leftover love I had for Centro the Third, but I don't know. I felt like there was enough of Centro the Third bleeding over into it that I could just be like, it's like old days. But
yeah, well, I guess we'll see.
Well, the thing about, I guess it's kind of a spoiler. They did sort of, the storyline ended at Centro 4 in a way that suggests what Centro 5 is going to be about. You mind if I go there?
No, go ahead, Ned. Yeah, that you got the mic.
All right. They basically, in Centro 4, in the very beginning of the game, the Earth blows up. Which is kind of funny, but then you realize that the whole game takes place in the characters going in this virtual world, and nothing you do matters at all. Yeah.
It's kind of nihilistic.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny at first, but then it very quickly it just becomes like, oh, is this it? Basically, the game ends with you discovering time travel, which would fucking rock. If that's where they're going, like if they're really doing a Centro 5 that's about time travel, I mean, I've had this conversation with you.
Yeah.
A lot of times. I've always wanted a goddamn free roamer game that's got time travel, where you could, like, click a button and swap from, like, the same position where you are from, like, modern day to Wild West to future times, hovering cars, to go back to dinosaur and, like, watch the world in front of you, go, like, go to 1800s. It's ridiculous, it's crazy, but you know what? So is Saints Row.
You know what it sounds like, which game you need to play?
What?
Crash Bandicoot 3.
I guess. I guess. You can fight the clock man.
Yeah, but like the whole game is time traveling. You go to the medieval ages in China.
It is.
You go to the future. Yeah.
Well, I love that game. So
it's a fucking great game.
That is honestly. That is honestly a game that is. Or I mean, yeah, I don't know, but also a game that you could like affect. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous to say, but like a game where you can actually change the plot by like going back in time and changing events. That'd be fucking neato. But that's crazy and ridiculous and ambitious. But I mean, I wouldn't be that wilded out if Volition had the balls to tackle it. And I think the issue that Centro 4 had will not be in Centro 5 because, you know, it's a new generation and all that. And I can only assume they've been using the same engine for, like, most of Saints Row. So I assume they're going to make a new engine and start from the ground up. If they do that, it'll probably go well. If not, I don't know.
I guess it's just something. Yeah, it's not something that we can say beforehand. We'll just have to play the game when it comes out.
Yeah. Now, Dead Island 2 I'll probably want to play as well. If it's like Homefront 3, then I'm... yeah. And who knows, it could be multiple games. They said a major announcement. Saints Row 5 on its own would be pretty big. And Dead Island 2, I can imagine they would really want to reboot that and, like, get hype going for that again, if there even was any. I don't know. I don't know if anyone who cares about Dead Island, other than me. I liked it. I had pretty good fun with it, but it wasn't the best game. But I would probably buy a second one. Even though there was Dead Island Riptide. But that was like the same engine, and I don't know.
You seem more like a standalone expansion than really a whole new game.
Yeah, and it just kind of came out. I didn't even notice it. Until it was like, I think the first video I saw, or the first time I heard about it was like, Kraken released a video on it. I was like, what? That exists?
Anyway, should we move on to the next topic now? Because we don't have that much time left, actually.
Yeah, well, we have all the time in the world, I guess, but yeah.
Yeah. We could move on to... Oh, sorry, go on.
We're going on in the movie news, but
yeah.
I don't have access to the notes, so all this is going to be super surprising for me. He's going to do the research for the movie news because he doesn't mind spoilers, and I'm super against spoilers. I'm a spoiler Nazi, I guess you could say.
Yeah, in actual fact, what we should be doing is Simon should be researching everything because he's more up to date with pop culture than I am.
Well, we gotta get you up to speed.
Yeah, and I hate that because I'm like, I
don't care about game and movie news. Let's not do a podcast about it.
How did I manage to agree to this?
So what you got? First up, baby.
First up, Harrison Ford. 3 articles of news. You know what it is. First off, new sexy beard in the latest interviews he's having. Take a pic. Look at those pics of his new sexy beard.
Are you shitting me?
That's what we're going to talk about. Sexy beards.
New beard. Been announced. 2016. Get ready, folks.
Yeah, sexy beard time.
Have you got like a link to a picture I can see?
Just look up Harrison Ford beard.
Fine.
Alright.
It might come up with a picture from the 1940s, though. I'll put the picture up on the video version of this podcast.
Yeah, so you can actually see it up to date. But
he had a beard in Star Wars.
Yeah, but it wasn't as big as it is now.
What's the first piece of real news?
That's okay. First piece of real news, like Indy 5, that's coming out soon. Like, it's been announced quite a while ago.
That's a movie.
But Indiana Jones 5.
Oh! Is Sheila Buff in it?
No. Unfortunately.
Oh, man. What a disappointment. So what, who is the original
they're ready for him. Yeah, they're ready for Indiana Jones to crawl into a fridge again. That's going to be the best part.
So what, are they writing it, or are they filming it, or are they what?
Right now, I think it's in pre-production. But Indiana Jones, what am I saying? Harrison Ford seems very excited to do it. Like, he's like, yeah. Oh,
really?
Geez. Like,
that sounds insane.
Yeah.
He's never excited for anything.
Yeah. Maybe it's sarcastic.
I wouldn't be surprised. Like a quote from him saying, yeah, I'm ecstatic, is actually, yeah, I'm ecstatic.
They just added the exclamation marks in the end.
And like a smiley emojicon.
a winky emoji, yeah.
Alright, so Indy 5. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, like, I actually didn't mind Indiana Jones 4.
Yeah, well, it was the first Indiana Jones I saw, so I was like, wow, cool. And I was young and didn't know shit. I don't know. If I saw it again, I'd probably have an opinion on it. But I don't know.
A stronger opinion, yeah.
I just sort of liked it. Whatever.
Yeah, and basically, the other news he's been saying is he's basically two things regarding Star Wars, and one is like he's like maybe and maybe I'm not dead, you know, who knows? Like he's going like maybe I'm not dead.
Spoilers.
Yeah, but like he's just teasing, like he won't confirm nor deny it.
All right.
So that probably means it's fake.
What the fuck? I hope not.
I think
put a
he's just
spoiler thing back at the beginning. Yeah, he better be dicking around because that was such a good scene.
I think he's sticking around, or maybe he comes back as a ghost, but like because he's not force sensitive. It's like I don't know a white ghost instead of the blue ghost. And it's like no, I'm a real ghost. I'm not a force ghost.
I will haunt Mr. Wren.
Ooh.
Do the dishes.
I could just imagine India, like Harrison Ford, playing a ghost, like a classical ghost from like the 90s cartoons. That's what I want to see now.
And he's not even, there aren't even effects on him. He's just wearing white.
He's wearing like a sheet over his head going.
But there's like a face cut out. So you can see. They print out a picture of Harrison Ford and put it on the front of the sheet. So you know who it is.
He'd be such a sassy ghost. It'd be amazing.
My God.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did he actually say, though?
He just, like, I think a reporter just asked, like, can we expect more Indiana Jones? And he's like, maybe. You know, like, maybe.
Indiana
I don't know.
Jones?
No, sorry. What's his name? Han Solo.
Well, I mean, flashbacks, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah. Or maybe also because they're planning on making a new Star Wars movie of Indiana Jones or what the fuck am I saying? Yeah, Han Solo Origins. What's wrong with me?
But
today?
he's too old to play young Han Solo.
No, but he also wished him luck. But it's still, it's still more Han Solo. So maybe he's just being like,
I mean, it's probably good for it. He's probably just
I think he's happy because he never seemed to like. It never seemed like he really enjoyed the role after Return of the Jedi.
Yeah, it's yeah, it's a little sad to watch Harrison Ford talk about anything he's involved in. He seems like he just wants to die.
The next movie news is we're all excited for Batman v Superman, as we all know.
Yeah.
But this is, I guess it's not really news, but more like a fun thing, is that Ben Affleck played the role of a person playing Superman in like a fake Hollywood TV show, I believe. And using those clips, they made a Batman v Superman of Ben Affleck against Ben Affleck.
We'll have to link that in the info. That's great.
It's edited pretty okay. Like, unfortunately, it doesn't land as well as I'd hoped it would. But like, I still think it's pretty funny.
I should make a third one. That's Batman vs Superman vs Daredevil.
This time, it's personal.
That's insane.
Oh God.
Yeah, I'm actually seeing Batman v Superman tomorrow. It came out in Australia anyway today. I'm not sure what this day for America is.
Follow Simon's Twitter for live tweets and spoilers.
You know me, I love the spoilers. I'm also going to watch Man of Steel for the first time right before it, so we'll see how that goes. I'm very curious-sighted, is how I've been putting it.
It's a combination of curious and excited. It took me a while. I'm just making sure everyone's up to speed.
Did it?
Usually, if I get it, most other people get it, but like I just want to make sure everyone's included.
Of course. Yeah.
No child left behind.
Yeah. I mean, DC. We'll see how it goes. It's their whole everything seems like it's been a mess as of late, but.
It's just they can't compete with Marvel. Like Marvel and Disney is now just so popular, and I think a big problem is DC doesn't want to take itself serious. It's too busy taking itself seriously, whereas Marvel kind of admits the ridiculousness of superheroes. And
Yeah. Because, yeah, just, I mean, they had Nolan, which made them $10 gajillion, and now they're just lost.
Yeah.
Remember when they tried to set up Robin at the end of Dark Knight Rises?
But I didn't think they were going to make a series out of it. I don't think they are they?
No, but
Yeah.
it's just, you can tell that was DC just being like, just give us something.
Just in case, you know.
Just,
We gotta keep it in the pocket.
We'll tie it in with Looper.
Yeah. Return to more DC bashing later. But
Okay.
right now, I've just
I
recently
love the Dark Knight, by the way.
I just recently found out that they're making an Assassin's Creed movie.
You didn't know about that?
No,
Okay. You know what,
That's
last
how
night-
out of the loop I am.
Last night I was playing Assassin's Creed 2 and I was actually thinking, man, I kind of want to talk about the movie, but you brought it up, so fuck it, let's do it.
Yeah, it seems like you know more than I do, so please fill us in.
Okay, well, Jake Gyllenhaal's going to be playing a new assassin they made up for the movie, which is the way to go. Because, I mean, it seems like the problem with game movies is that the stories for games are made to suit the games. And if you try and put that in a movie, it's like, well, the plot's not the focus. I mean, it can be, but yeah, anyway. So Jake Gyllenhaal, I don't know him too well. He was in Brokeback Mountain,
Yeah.
Southpaw. What? Is Brokeback Mountain not a good...
Isn't that the movie about the two gay people that like go into the mountains and
Yeah, the one
Yeah.
gay movie that exists.
very emotional? I've
Except for
heard. I haven't
Rent, I
seen it.
guess.
He also was in Prince of Persia, the
Bubble
movie.
Boy. The classic.
My favorite.
Proof. Moonlight Mile. Accidental Love. Okay, I don't know Jimmy Gyllenhaal very well. But I don't really... I mean, I don't know. I don't really care that much. Wait.
I'm curious.
Man. Maggie Gyllenhaal is his sister, and that was, Rachel
We're looking.
in The Dark Knight.
Oh yeah, it was.
How about that shit? So Rachel
I was-
is going to be starring as Ezio's butt buddy.
I always wonder, like, how this type of stuff works. Like, do you think they get competitive? Like, when brothers and sisters, I mean, or siblings in general, are all acting like, especially for the family that Bill Murray is in. Like, I think every single one of his brothers is acting.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel bad when it's like, I mean, doesn't that... Aren't the guy who plays Loki, he's a brother as well of someone.
Tom Dinkled or something like that.
Tom Hiddleston? Is it?
That's it. Tom Hiddleston.
He's the brother of, someone. Emma Hiddleston. I'm definitely thinking of someone else, I think.
No, yeah, I'm just looking at his Wikipedia and it doesn't seem like he has any siblings.
Chris Hemsworth is the brother to... Oh, whatever. Luke Hemsworth? Liam Hemsworth. Yeah, Liam Hemsworth is in the Hunger Games. Chris Hemsworth is in Avengers. Yeah, okay, so that's where I'm getting that from. And Luke Hemsworth is in Kill Me 3 Times. Does anyone know what that is?
No.
Okay, well...
That's kind of sad.
So there it is, folks. Assassin's Creed, the movie.
Where we just talked about the actor.
I'm really excited for... I don't know why I started that sentence off like that. I'm not excited for anything. I mean, I want game-based movies to work out, but they don't. I saw the new Hitman. That was a fucking embarrassment. It was so bad. The ending is astounding. It's
I think I saw it on TV once. Yeah, it was.
the new one
Jeez. Yeah.
that came out last year.
No, I must have seen the older movie then.
Yeah, because there was another one back in like 2000 and something.
I probably saw the 2000 and something one.
It's God. Yeah, they just made a shitty action movie and put the name Hitman on there and said, all right, this should sell.
Let's see how it does.
Yeah. Not well, apparently. So that was wild. But I think Ubisoft has made an entire film studio just for making films. And is Assassin's Creed the first one? No,
they
Prince of Persia
made
was the first
Prince of
one.
Persia, yeah.
I think I saw that. And I was kind of younger then. And I thought it was okay. I enjoyed it. But I haven't played any of the games. So, yeah.
The gameplay is actually quite similar to Assassin's Creed. The first one, the Sands of Time, which is definitely the best one out of the trilogy, and it's kind of like Assassin's Creed with better wall running mechanics, in my opinion, and a more
game.
and more of a puzzle element to it.
Right. Okay.
Like it was, I want to say linear, but that's just because it's not open world. Like it was room to room action game. Like, yeah, there's not really much more I can say.
Okay.
Of how it plays.
Yeah. I think. I mean, honestly, I was playing Assassin's Creed 2 yesterday, and I was thinking, if they do the movie right, it could be really cool, and they could get like weirdly meta with it. Because like in the Assassin's Creed universe, I don't know if you played it much.
Yeah, I do. I've played it up until 3.
Oh,
basically.
okay. So you like all the way through?
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So in the games, you go in the Animus, in modern times, and then he really relives his ancestors' lives. So in that sense, it's already, like, even though it's in the past times, seeing digital things is totally a possibility. Like, you know, you can see pieces of HUD or something. Like, if he was trying to find an enemy, they could genuinely be the little blue marker that shows over the person they're tracking. Because it's in the Animus. It makes sense.
Yeah, they could do the whole GUI thing, so...
Yeah, an eagle vision. That
Heads-up display, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, having the whole heads-up display, I don't know. But... And they could make a joke about... Because I feel like they've got to put a leap of faith in there. And for him to land in a haystack, that'd be so funny to see on film because it's so ridiculous.
If they didn't do it, that'd be terrible, because it's just such a staple of the series.
Yeah. But it'd be funny if he came out going like, wow, that did not work as well as I thought it would. Like, that really hurt.
Fuck! Jeez! I don't know. Like, I think if they do that, then a lot of the fans might be pissed. Like, it depends on how the movie takes itself. If it's lighthearted fun, then yeah, do it. But I don't think it's going to be like that.
I think it really should be. But, yeah, you're right. To a new... I mean...
Given the style of the series and...
The movie industry just doesn't have the balls. It is an adaptation, so they can do whatever, but... I mean, there are jokes in it, but the only real jokes are, like, sex jokes. It's never really... I don't know. Although, I mean... It's a me, Mario! That was in the game. That was pretty goofy.
But that was more of a reference, though, than anything.
Yeah. It's still a joke. Yeah, it'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Desynchronization and stuff, that's actually, like... It is a cool concept, so... It could be cool.
It has more place in a gameplay element than it would in a movie, though. Like, if someone gets desynchronized, then it'd just be like, ah!
Yeah.
In the movie, I think.
Yeah.
It'd just be used for pacing purposes, in all honesty. You can't really use it for anything else.
I think it could be a cool twist. Like, there was a twist in Assassin's Creed 2 where, like, he was in the Animus and, like, he was watching a memory take place and then a character leaves and then he thought he was watching through that character's memory, but he was watching it through the other character's memory, and then that's when he found out that he was related to that person. That's a pretty cool twist, like, just in of itself. So there's a lot of possibility that they could do with this movie that they won't do.
Probably not, no.
Yeah.
Speaking of movie-based franchise games, though,
yeah.
I fucked up that order, but let's keep moving on. Everybody knows what I'm talking about. The Tomb Raider reboot with Daisy Ridley.
Ah, yes. Daisy Ridley, cool. She's got the accent. She's got the look. She could be a Lara Croft.
She could be the new Lara Croft, definitely.
But they're discussing this movie and they don't have a script. So it's
still an early concept, yeah.
Don't confirm an actor if you don't have a script. That should be the deciding factor of whether you're going to do the movie or not. So it's immediately just... I know that's not how Hollywood works nowadays, but I'm just saying, have a brain, please.
But I think this could be a good thing or a bad thing for Daisy Ridley as well, because she's definitely, like, she became famous because of the Star Wars series, so she'd probably become typecasted into those type of roles, but and either now she has an opportunity to break that early on, so it won't happen like with Rupert Grint or the other Harry Potter kids, or even Elijah Wood for that matter, who doesn't seem to be
I feel like if I was cast in a Star Wars movie, the first thing I would do after it was try and find a job outside of that, because Star Wars seemed to have killed a lot of acting careers for people, except for Harrison Ford and Mark Hamill. Everyone else, they never got a job again. They did, but... And they didn't need a job, to be fair, but they need purpose in their lives, so...
Wow. The actors who did Star Wars, after they finished, they had no purpose. No, but... Yeah, I see where you're coming from. And Mark Hamill, I don't think he got many acting roles after. It was mostly voice acting.
Well... Yeah, but he did fantastic. Like, he did really good.
Yeah, he did an excellent job, yeah.
He was the Joker in the animated series, for whoever doesn't know, and in the Arkham games. And he was in a lot. Yeah, he was, yeah. Harrison Ford, of course, was Indy.
And he was also a lot of other things, like Cowboys versus Aliens, to think of one that came out recently.
That was Daniel Radcliffe.
No, but Harrison Ford was in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
My God. Well, there's that.
Okay.
If they don't act quick, John Boyega will be waiting 80 years for them to make it a fourth Star Wars Force Awakens.
I can't wait, you know?
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to return to the DC people, as I said I would.
Oh, yes.
And it's basically just kind of a bit of a funny coincidence. And, it's what happens when you're looking for titles and just glancing through them, not really reading the articles. But, the articles... No, it's basically talk about DC Universe in general, and it's like, DC Universe has no plans to go R-rated, says Batman v Superman producer.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I think that's a bad idea. Like, we should go R-rated when it's necessary. Like, if it improves the story, then do it.
Yeah, well, talking logically, not Hollywood, but logically, the rating shouldn't even be considered when making the goddamn movie. You should make a movie that's going to be the best movie possible, not a movie that'll, suit the largest demographics. But, talking Hollywood... I think Deadpool introduced the R-rated superhero movie, and that's going to be a bit of a trend. And DC's going to be late to the party again.
Yeah, as usual.
I don't want us to be known as DC bashers, but Yeah.
Yeah, but the reason why I want to bring it up as well because like the next title that I read was Batman v Superman R-rated director's cut will be 3 hours long, so they're gonna have an R-rated.
It's 3 hours. Holy shit! I did know about the R-rated extended cut.
It's gonna be 30 minutes longer than the original cut.
God, that is gonna take some. Wow, some dedication to watch.
3 hours of people bashing each other up. Yeah. Oh, jeez.
That's interesting. And I'm wondering what it'll make it R. Like, will Batman swear?
Batman will like go up to Superman and just like go like, I will murder your family.
That
And
sounds
then
PG.
like it shows to a flashback of him killing like
his
his
family in
family.
the past. I
Yeah.
will go back in time and kill your family. Watch.
I have the technology.
Did you see my tweet the other day? I said, like, I was talking about Batman v Superman, and I said, look, it doesn't have to do much to win me over. Just have a scene where Batman's stomping Superman's beaten body, yelling, "Are you fucking sorry?" That's all.
Oh, that'd be great. I'd watch it just for that scene if that was true.
Honestly,
I'm excited. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like the only way this is going to be big is, I mean, two ways. One, it's good. I mean, I feel like best case, it's decent. I would love to love this movie. I want to love this movie so much, but I just feel like it's out of the cards. Two, they kill either Batman or Superman. That'd be fucking awesome. I'd love if it ended with Batman murdering Superman. That would be the tightest shit on the planet, but it's not going to happen.
You know it's gonna probably be like a third enemy comes up and then they end up working together or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's gonna be.
Yeah. Well, they have to fight being framed on the news.
Yeah.
It'll probably just be like... The ending's probably just going to be introducing Justice League or something. Because apparently Wonder Woman's in this. And they didn't even hire an actor, they hired a model.
Oh, God.
But apparently, like, Joker has a Joker car, like a Joker-mobile in this, like, in set
That's
photos.
cool.
Maybe that was Suicide Squad.
No, I think I remember reading. Oh, I guess this is spoilers, but so I probably won't say it. But
Oh, okay.
do you mind?
I don't know if I mind.
Yeah. It's about the content of the movie.
Maybe not then, I guess.
Yeah. Wait, you do mind or you don't mind?
I do, I guess.
Okay, I won't bring it up then.
Right. Well, I don't know. If there's a Joker car, like a Batmobile, hopefully they're going goofier. I think already they're in a bad position because I saw like a Conan interview with Zack Snyder's directing it, right?
Yeah, that's right.
He was like, the first thing he said was like, now I know in Nolan's Batman they did this and this, but in ours we're gonna do this and this, and immediately it's like, oh, what is this, Amazing Spider-Man? This is how well can this go?
Oh, ugh,
We
that's
don't
not
want
gonna be
to.
good.
We don't want to have them just doing things differently for the sake of not doing what's been done. Yeah, I'm gonna be I'm gonna walk into this movie going like, oh yeah, let's see this shit. I've got sweet IMAX tickets to see it tomorrow. Hopefully it'll be a great old time. Unfortunately, I saw a picture of like the Rotten Tomatoes rating, which doesn't mean anything to me, but it annoys me that I've even seen it.
Sorry, I saw a photo while I was glancing in a mirror. It's like the basilisk, I think, from Harry Potter 2. It's like the moment you see, you petrify. Or
Yeah. So hopefully it's a grand old time. But
yeah, you should update us on it next week. Definitely.
yeah, maybe I will.
Maybe you will.
What's next?
The last thing.
That's the best segue we've had.
On my list, going meta already. The last thing is basically they're making a Lego movie about Batman.
Well, okay. The news so much isn't really. They've announced it because they announced it like a while ago.
I just want to talk about it because I'm like, now the Lego Batman was a game. Are they gonna do this? Like, I could see them in 5 years from now releasing Lego Star Wars and just re-releasing Chapter 7, but with the Lego characters.
I think this is interesting.
This is gonna be the new. This is gonna be the new genre of parody.
Well, it's not based off the game. First off, it's based off the character in Lego, the Lego movie.
Yeah,
Will Arnett was playing Batman.
Yeah. But I could see it becoming the new type of parody, like Lego movies being the spoofs. Like we had that stage in the mid and like late 2000s where it was like disaster movie or whatever, a superhero movie, all that type of stuff.
Oh yeah,
I could see this
becoming
the.
It's sort of already. I mean, if you saw the trailer for the Lego Force Awakens game, that was just the initial trailer for Force Awakens, except a parody. Like, every shot was, like, the same, except there was some punchline to it.
Yeah.
Like, Kylo Ren trying to turn on his lightsaber, and it wasn't working, and he kept, like, banging it and being like, come on!
Oh, God.
It was, I'm gonna buy that Lego Force Awakens. Even before they announced it, I was like, where's my Lego Force Awakens game?
I think I remember you talking about that, yeah.
Because, I mean, I liked the Lego Star Wars games, the original ones. Then I got Lego Batman with my Xbox 360. I played that. I loved it. I got Lego Batman 2 for my PS3. Me and my brother played that co-op. Same with the first one. And it was a lot of fun. I didn't get Lego Batman 3. I think I got... I mean, there've been too many Lego games to keep up with. I haven't got the... What's it called? The Lego Dimensions. I haven't got that. I've sort of been thinking about it, but... so I've been on and off with the series. It's fun. And apparently there are new things they're doing with The Force Awakens. But either way, I just want to play through that story, because I really love that story.
Yeah, it was a great story.
I mean, yeah.
Unlike what the critics say. And I don't mean the professional critics, because they actually liked, a lot of them liked that. I mean,
everybody's a critic.
It sounds like a musical.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and also Star Wars news. I said it was going to be the last thing before, but I just reminded me when I was starting to talk about parodies and stuff, like Spaceballs 2 is going to come out. It's been announced.
Has it been officially confirmed? Because I've heard rumors of this.
I think it pretty much is officially confirmed. The search for more money.
Is that what it's called?
That's what they called it in the movie, but basically Mel Brooks. I don't think it's actually. It hasn't been officially confirmed, but like Mel Brooks is basically talking about it. But like,
I just asked you. Is it?
Yeah, I know.
Confirmed?
I was wrong, and I'm gonna make sure that like all my information is right. Like in February, Mel Brooks was already talking about it. Like it'd be the perfect time to do it too for Mel Brooks, and he'd definitely call it, Spaceballs 2: The Search for More Money.
Is that like how they? Is that a thing?
That's how they teased it in the first one.
Okay, because I haven't seen the first one. I've always wanted to, but I haven't seen it.
It's pretty good.
If they call it that would be fucking amazing.
I just can't wait for that.
Yeah. So I guess that's all the news we've got this week.
That's all we got. Yeah.
We also, I guess, had a bit of a back catalogue because this is our first episode. Should we talk about games we've been playing or anything, or?
I don't know. I'm pretty exhausted.
Okay.
Do you want to talk about games or?
I mean, I guess I've already talked about Assassin's Creed 2.
Yeah.
I don't think it's I don't know. I've been getting into it a little more. I don't think it's that greatly designed of a game. But
Oh, opinion alert! Opinion alert!
independent opinion alarm. It's yeah, it's. But it held on to me enough. I don't know.
How far are you so far?
I beat the game last night.
Oh, okay. But it sounded like you were still doing it.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
playing.
I love like 100%ing stuff, so I might go through and try and get the feathers. I've got all the viewpoints.
I almost 100% of that game as well, and I stopped at the feathers because I was like, I'm not doing this collect-a-thon of a mess. Even with an online guide, I'm not doing this.
Yeah, they don't come up on the map or anything, which is kind of... It's nice that it tells you how many you've got in each district, but other than that...
Yeah. I definitely go with it after it with a guide, because even without one, it's already impossible.
I'll probably forget about
even
it.
With one, it's already impossible, yeah.
Other games, I've been playing through Twilight Princess HD for the first time. I had played a little bit of Twilight Princess for the Wii, but I got stuck and then like traded it in for Smash Bros, which is a rare for me, but
which is a pretty good trade still, but
yeah, but yeah, that's when I was younger. And I still suck at Zelda games, but at least I can progress now. And I've been having fun with it. Also, Dead Rising 3, I'd got a bit into that, but then my save file corrupted, so I stopped playing. But I fixed it, and so I've been playing that. It's been a grand old time. It's really good. It's like probably the best of the series.
yeah. I've been playing the antithesis to. Well, I don't think that's the right word. I'm just using big words to make myself sound smart. But I've been playing biggest competitor of Saints Row lately, GTA 5. Just been going through more of the missions. Like, for me, no, I haven't beat it yet. Like, I just finished. Spoilers. I just finished the heist where you steal the cars from the kids on the road.
Mm-hmm.
Who you have to race with. Like, that's the last mission I finished. Like, and
the cars from the kids on the road.
Yeah, so basically there's these two kids and that you have to challenge them to a race as Franklin, and then you steal them as Trevor and Michael dress up as police.
Interesting. I didn't know there were even children in the game.
No, I call them children, but they're really just college students.
Right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. It's a more comment on GTA 5 in general is that I'm having a really difficult time playing through the missions. Like I have to take it. Yeah. Like I think I'm already past the halfway point now.
Yep.
Yeah, and I still don't feel invested in any of the characters. Like Michael is the most interesting one, but like I feel like they're not going anywhere. Is the feeling? There's no sense of growth at all with any of them. Like sure, like Franklin just always is like, yo, you got me doing the same thing over and over again. I'm not trying to be illegal. Okay, I'll be illegal. Give me your money, man. No, never mind.
Okay.
And Franklin is I don't expect any growth from Franklin, but
yeah.
Wait, what the fuck? Trevor. Sorry, Trevor.
Oh,
I don't expect any growth from Trevor.
Yeah, there isn't really. Yeah, you're right about that.
But I guess it's kind of just to show like the kind of empty type of attitude that GTA kind of has about modern society.
It's definitely an interesting, sort of funny at the same time tragic representation of LA, and a little too accurate.
Seems like you know a lot about this, like about LA. How come you know? Like that's the story I'm more curious about now. It sounds like you've been gangbanging on LA.
I've spent time there. I haven't lived there or anything, but I've been there multiple times, and I've lived in America for a bit. I guess, I mean, yeah, I don't know. It just, the first time I went there, I was like, whoa, this is so cool. And the second time, I was like, okay. I think I'm actually seeing it a little more. Yeah, it's...
Yeah, I've been there myself as well, and...
I feel like with GTA... Because I remember I played through it. The first time I got it for 360, I didn't get into it. But that's because... I think it came out at the same time as... Oh, it did come out at the same time as Halo 4, but I didn't get that. I don't know what I was doing. I think I made a video about it, and then I got off track and started doing other stuff. So I didn't play through the story the whole time. When it came out on the Xbox One, I got it again. And with console games, the thing I like most about it, I think, is I can put every single thing in the world out of my mind and just play that. When I'm playing things on PC, I always have the feeling of, I know I've got Skype on here. I know I've got Steam on here. I could check Twitter quickly. Like, there's other stuff on here that I could be doing.
You're more likely to get distracted.
But it's weird because I generally don't like alt tab or anything. I just know it's there, so I almost don't get immersed in the game because I know that it's not just the game that's here. The third option is playing console on my second monitor, while on my first monitor I've still got my computer, which is good for games like COD and stuff, because I could just play the game, and then I can also like watch a video or something, because it doesn't take much brain power to play COD multiplayer, and that's not gaming, that's not getting immersed into a game, but at least I'm playing something, because because with consoles, I definitely do find that it takes a lot for me to say, okay, I'm going to go play console, because then, because that means I'm cutting everything else off, which is great.
Yeah, it's an investment. Like, it's a big investment of time and attention they have to put in.
Yeah, and with PC, I don't feel like there's as much investment, at least for me, and I feel like that takes away. But
I'm curious, but have you tried playing on big picture mode and hooking it up to your TV? Like, I know that your computer and your TV are like right next to each other, so it might be a possibility for you.
Yeah, I mean, I have played PC games through my TV before, but I feel like it's still
there, even if you sit on your couch. Yeah.
I mean, we played, whether you remember it or not, we played Amnesia together on my TV.
I don't remember.
We've talked about it before.
Yeah, and I remember talking about it, but I don't remember playing it.
That was so funny.
I've got terrible memory. Just
we played it in the middle of the night, and he just... We kept going like, I said, do you want to play? I don't want to play. Do you want to play? No, I don't want to play. We played in the middle of the night. It was an empty house. We had all the lights off. We had it on the TV. Yeah, it was...
I think... Did we get spooked out or something? Like, did we stop playing because we got too scared, or...?
Yeah. And also,
wow.
The game is kind of hard to figure out what you're doing.
Oh, yeah. We probably got stuck as well, and then it's not really worth getting spooked over if you don't feel like you're progressing.
Yeah, we actually spent a while going around in circles. I don't know, maybe if I pulled out a controller and played PC, but I feel like, why wouldn't I just get it on console then?
Like, the master gaming graphic, it's
Yeah, but even then, it's PC games aren't stable at all.
You're opening a can of worms there by saying that type of statement. I'm gonna leave you to that statement, and let's end the episode.
All right, and that is yeah.
You forgot the name of the show, didn't you?
No, I remember the name of the show, but that doesn't work with, and that's... I've watched way too much, pretty much it. That's the podcast that I love oh so dearly, but it's dead now, and to fill that void in my heart, I'm making my own podcast.
But you could say, and that's us being and then the title, and you're gonna have to say it because I don't remember it.
I think I'll try and think of an outro for next time. But thank you so much. I'm on Dysfunction on Twitter and YouTube. He's no one. And
I don't exist. He's Simon's, like, what you hear is actually a electrode placed onto Simon's head so you can hear his inside thoughts.
he's an ethereal ghost. He died many years ago. He knew Benjamin Franklin.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
Great kite flyer. You know, almost the best in the country.
Yeah, that was actually what he was famous for at the time. But whatever.
Yeah, it was just like, hey, I need to do some, stunt. So he was like, I'll tie a key up to it. And then he was like, oh shit, man, there's like sparks and shit. What the fuck?
Yeah, scientific discoveries were totally overhyped. It was just ridiculous.
Yeah. Like, he didn't even do anything with it. He was just like, I gotta electrocute my key door for pranks now. Like, he was...
Yeah, exactly.
That's what he was most
unlocked
excited
the door
for.
to the lightning god himself, Hades.
That's okay. I think we're going on for too long now.
Rip. Let's end the episode. Thank you so much. I'm
You guys
Simon.
been great.
He's Tom, and we are content with mediocrity.
There we go. That's the name.
Oh crap! How do I end it?